I don't know that I know all the time. Sometimes it's clear, but I don't know if I know all the time how to recognize anxiety in my kids and also in myself. I might be a little bit better at recognizing it in myself, but like I think that, this is who I am as like just a person. If someone comes to me and says, "Oh my God, I am just so nervous about this test," or, you know, my friends are all like fighting and it's like super stressful. I don't know what to do in the playground tomorrow at lunch. And like, I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, got you. Like, let's, draw a diagram.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's troubleshoot this. Let's workshop it. Like I'm here for you, girl.
Mhm.
But I don't think, and I know, but I know or I sense that that's not how anxiety always presents, especially in my children. And I don't know that I'm great at recognizing it in other presentations.
So I think that first, the biggest one is change, right? You know your kids, you know their baselines. So I think whenever something feels remarkably different than it normally does, that should set off some sort of signal. And it might not be anxiety, it could be a host of things. But if your child suddenly seems different, I would start to get curious. Um, I think depending on the age of a child, so a little one versus like a teenager, anxiety can come off as big emotions, right? And particularly at home, right? Parents, we're kind of the dumping ground, the punching bags for everything that's gone wrong. So kids, particularly when they come home from school, might have had, been really anxious all day, struggling all day, and they held it together because that's what they have to do. But then they get home and you kind of get the floodgates of everything that went wrong. And I think as a parent, that's like a very hard moment because you can kind of join the floodgate, right? And sometimes inadvertently make it worse. Or you can try to kind of contain, validate, hold the floodgate, and then problem solve thereafter. So I think when you have big emotions, for sure. Also, kids with anxiety can have like physical symptoms like stomach aches, not sleeping at night, that type of thing. So, you always want to rule out a like any sort of actual physical condition that might be causing it. But if your child has stomach aches every single time they're going to play soccer, I think it's worth questioning why might that be. Um, and then I think the other thing is like the worst case scenario, catastrophizing, predicting that anxiety can bring to you. So when, a kid comes in, they say, well, I'm not going to make the soccer team and then no one's going to sit with me at lunch. That can be a form of anxiety, not necessarily disorder, but just really anxious thinking. So I feel like any of those types of things are kind of your warning signs. But again, I always feel like parents are their experts on their kids. You know what your kids' baselines are, right? And so when your child starts to kind of deviate from their baseline in a way that feels like this is weird, it's always good to be like, what might be going on?